Hello. Hi. How's it going, everybody? Been a second. Doctor Who Heather, thank you for being here and for all your help. Pearl Snappy, thank you for being here in all the different ways. Yeah. All right. What? What? They're already start things? You're a new member? What's going on? Freaking fantastic. Never a Nana, hello. Dreamscape, Sally Boyer. Good to see y'all. Liz Ferris. Yeah. All right. Haggis Basher. Hello. Yeah. Jeannie DB. Good to see y'all. Been a second. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the interface kind of screwed up here. I've lost the ability to look at the starred ones. It's not showing that as a category. So I'm just going to bring them up. Let's see. Pearl Snappy became a member, and Heather became a member. Oh, right on. Laura, what's up? Hoosier Beth, Gammy Heather, Kelly Smith, Kelly U2 fan, Wise Mama, Marina. Yeah, it's been a second. Good to see y'all. So, yeah. So the point of this is to do a bit of a court update, a general update about our situations here. It's been this long and winding road of a number of delays. And this week in court was yet another episode of what I see as a pattern of delay. And to keep the intimidation up and to keep me off the street and all the different reasons why you would try to kick this down the can and to have it not be decided. As far as I can tell, their case is very poor, what they're going to mount. Don't want to go into strategy or the details. I can generally characterize it as being poor, although I think they're depending on kind of the lay of the land here in Texas, which may favor them in some ways as far as how activities like protest are regarded, how these kinds of things are, how these matters are dealt with here in this state. Even though we're in this kind of more liberal island within Texas, the culture generally still permeates. Cubs champion, good to see you. Yeah, been a second. So, this kind of hurry up and wait, because I've been ready to go up and face the music and testify and represent my side of this for some time now. And we've had two dates that have been on the calendar where that was the intention. That's what we were meant to do. And so in the first case, on November 1st, this first date, I mean, in this case, that was set for deciding this matter, the opposing side did not file properly with the court. So a notice of hearing is what is required. And so that was, they didn't have that. So that was like a stutter step. So they had represented that basically we had a date, and we didn't actually have one. And so another one was kind of arbitrarily decided upon by the other side within 2 weeks of that one, and it stuck. They were able to get this one in with the administrator of the court, and we believed our case was strong enough that we didn't need any more time and we should just go forward. And that's what this Friday was meant to be. And so we show up, and there are a bevy of Scientologists there, and they are in their highest level of dress. I think what you recognize somebody as like Osa with a black tassel. Was that?
There was some OSA guy there. We had not seen him before. And then there was the day org and the foundation org. The people that are the directors of that were there, and then the overall director, our bestie Kathy Norman, was there as the minder, and then several others. I don't know if you want to mention all of them, but
Yeah, no, I mean,
so they're folks that we've seen about. Say that.
yeah,
Would not make eye contact. However, I may or may not have. I totally did get Kathy's eye, and I just like gave her a good old wink, because she hates that. But to say that we live rent free in their heads is an understatement.
yeah. And it seems that this legal team for this case is ever growing.
It went from pro bono, or I'm sorry,
Pro
pro
se
se, to a team of three.
team of three, and they
Sucks.
don't look cheap either. So
Oh
they're
well.
really throwing a lot at this, and I'm guessing would be trying to make, I don't know, some kind of fundraising out of this. That they are in fact handling the suppression that's out there, and this case would be, I think, emblematic of that. Yeah. So we get there, and they're all there, and we come to find out that for some reason, and it's completely up to them to do this, that we have been placed on the unannounced docket. Now, there are so many cases that were in that day, and okay, so first off, the difference between the announced and unannounced docket. Announced means, okay, you're looking to settle whatever this matter is, and you want it on the schedule, you want time carved out, so they know on the announced docket this is going to happen this day. We're looking to settle this, and so we were not on that one, although this was what we were meant to be doing. And so we find out we're on the unannounced docket. Courtroom opens, and it's overfilled. Like, every seat's filled. We're in a conference room. All the conference rooms are filled, and there's people out still in the hallway. And so they split it up. Well, it becomes clear that we may not be selected to go on the docket and be heard that day. And around about, I think, 10:30 or so, it was, yeah, we're not going to be heard today, and no, there isn't another date set. It's up to them to set it, and then once they set it, it'll be minimum 2 weeks notice, but it'll probably be in the new year, is what everybody's saying. So they've kicked this matter down the can into the new year. So it was issued in the third week of August. And so here we are into the first. And so what is that? That's going to be 4 months. And that's about what it was for Danny and DOA's cases, where they caught their TROs in June, in the first week of June, and their stuff was settled in October, in early October. Uh, if I have that right. If anybody has it differently, please correct me. I could certainly have that wrong. So, uh, there's no longer a protective order. So I would be legally within my right to go and protest there at the org, but the danger is that they could basically make any scenario to trip me up and to use as fodder for this case. And so it would be way so much to their advantage, me showing up there, and also running some risk of. I mean, I would show up with the expired ex parte protective order and highlight the expiration date, but I'm sure from the nature of the calls that we've already heard, from the 911 calls that they've made, that they would represent anything to the police in any way. And the situation, I think, to me, legally, as far as me being arrested on the spot under some amount of confusion, is a bit high. But I'm looking forward to doing other things. Yeah. So this case is ridiculous in my mind. The positions made by the petitioner against me are about as ridiculous as the other ones. It's about the same. It's kind of turning the situation, a poor situation that Scientology may have been engaged with, and trying to do a reversal of what the event was. So I think Danny's case would be the closest analog to that. And again, I wish I could be more specific about it.
We will be.
But I don't think it would be to my advantage
Not
at
yet.
all to show my hand. And even this is, a calculated risk. So, so the starred panel came up again. Haggis Basher. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Annabelle, for becoming Davey. Annabelle, thank you, Davey. 10 memberships. Everybody thank Davey. I mean, not just for that. We have some wonderful, wonderful propaganda from Davey's factory, like a Warhol-esque factory. We have to
finish that thing.
We have a thing. We have to finish the thing. Thank you very much.
For Davey.
AZ Crimson gifted some more memberships, 5 of them. 5 alive, Johnny 5. All right. And Fingy. That's a hilarious name. I mean,
so,
or Finglers.
I'll just give a quick update on mine right quick, and then you can go back to discussing all the other stuff or anything. So my court date, we just finally had to push for a trial because the city attorney refuses to meet with my attorney. Even when he physically goes in to meet with this guy, won't talk to him. So it's ridiculous. There are tons of procedural errors. And I think they just picked some random dates. It seems like they just picked random dates to assign to me being loud, which, I mean, to be fair, it's like a good bet, right? But when you're going to be real specific about the specific noises that I made, you might want to make sure I did that on both of those days. So
that seemed to be the whole thing.
That's one problem. So my date is the 27th of January. And that will be it for me. I'm looking forward to it because the discovery is awesome. And I've been teasing it, and it is still worth it, even more so with the rest of the stuff.
It'd be worth it a year later, seriously.
And so much corroboration and so much information in multiple cases with multiple people who are not us having us swatted.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
So weird that people like to blame the protesters. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's so not any protester.
And the police know.
Oh, the dispatchers know.
Yeah.
It's in the notes.
It's in the CAD.
They are aware of this pattern, and it reflects what we saw on the faces of police and emergency responders who they're frustrated that they're there and embarrassed. They know that this is bullshit, and they don't want to be doing a bullshit job.
You'll see it in the body cam. They're so annoyed, and so are the dispatchers. So annoyed. They're like, oh,
yeah,
okay. It's and the people that are calling, especially to complain about me and calling me fat, it's like.
With some qualifiers.
Yeah. Well, she's kind of heavy. I mean, not really, but kinda. Lady, I've put your entire life history on the internet, and that's the worst you have to say about me. Bet, because I'm gonna keep going. Anywho, so somebody did say something about a right to a speedy trial. So we're at the point now where that could be exercised, especially because other life events have occurred that I won't be going into big specifics about because of trolls and of Scientology. I will say this: I'm now gainfully employed. So all the people that were just like, get a job, I fucking did. I'm not saying where it is.
It's amazing.
But we will be addressing things related to that as they come. But for right now, we're going to be right here. And then a little bit later, we'll be somewhere else. And where is that? None of your business.
For now.
But finally, after 3.5 years of trying to apply for jobs, I got a job. I got a really good job. And the people that tried to set me up, kind of like F. Scientology did, I was being fair gamed by an old boss. Oh, he lost.
That's what happens to truth tellers.
So
this one finally won.
So now I'm gainfully employed, and now I can afford even more attorneys, Scientology. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, and back to you.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, a wonderful update. And, more to come on all of these notes. Things are changing like the sands, and they're exciting.
Grifter no more.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's wonderful news. And the determination and diligence of this person is unmatched. Taking it on the chin over and over again and just plowing through and getting it done is what I saw happen on this project by this amazing person. Oh, wow. So just, yeah, goal. All the goal. So
not the Pasachel. All the way to Pecompton.
So at some point, this will be settled. I'm going to try to find more creative ways to engage here now that we have a solid idea of what our path is and what our footprint is going to be in periods of time, generally. So that makes it easier to kind of make a move and know what to do. But in general, I think many of us know, and if you don't, the point of these cases, these lawsuits, these suits, as they're referred to in policy letters from the 1950s, so early on in Scientology, from the desk of L. Ron Hubbard, did he direct his members and administrators to engage in lawfare against anyone that was defined as an enemy of the church, as a suppressive person. This policy is not stopped. This is what is happening here. And even more obviously, I think, in Pearl's case, are they corrupting the gears of justice in this municipality. And because of that, our lawyer was so incensed that he made the decision that he was going to handle the rest of our cases, even though we had blown through our retainers. He was going to cover the rest of it because he wanted to just see this done as a matter of like professional ethics. And I think many officers of the court who become aware of and aren't just willing to roll over for the powerful, the well-heeled, and the moneyed, people that still have principles and scruples who won't roll for this are deeply offended by how Scientology and other organizations like this use the justice system. And our lawyer is one of these people, luckily for us. Just really very, very fortunate for that. And so he has the fight in his eyes. He wants to see this done. He's definitely warning me about the possible pitfalls and outcomes, because Scientology would very much like for me to have a black mark on my record in contravention or uh, uh, directly contradicting the statements of some in this community. These cases are very, very serious. And if decided poorly for me, would have long lasting and far reaching consequences. And it's very, very serious. And the fact that anybody would blithely, and especially without knowing the full facts of anybody's individual case, recommend that they roll over for this is absolutely ludicrous, and I think morally corrupt and vacuous, meaningless statements generally. But unfortunate that people with influence in our community have put forward those ideas as something that's in any way acceptable. And especially on what we are trying to do, like taking their arguments as fact, as they're representing them in court, if we were to accede, is what you're doing, is what you may be doing. And I'm more interested in taking this risk. It's scary. I've had a very rough time dealing with my anxiety and my depression during this time. And it's exactly what this is meant to do. Continuing out a case like this of such consequence over my head, like a sword of Damocles, is meant to run out my emotional coin and ruin my fight and confuse me, and perhaps at the end, denigrate my name and everything else that they may like to do for their black propaganda purposes. So I've further and further retreated, which I look forward to reversing course on. But for many of, I think if anybody, you might know if you've had a serious brush with anxiety or panic attacks, it's not a small thing. It can be completely all-encompassing, a bodily feeling that will arrest all of your attention. And like touching so many hot stoves. So since leaving Massachusetts, I've lost my support system that was helping me through this. And since we haven't landed somewhere permanently, I haven't gone through what is usually an arduous process to pick it up again. And it was unclear as to where or when we were going to land someplace for a while, because originally, maybe some of you remember, our plans were decidedly California. So, and who knows? We'll see. But this larger probability field is now collapsing, and so. But I think for the time being, I would be well advised to avail myself of something more immediate here, to just de-stress and get my thoughts that have become overwhelming out in front of me, so that it's not just like a crazy Rube Goldberg pinball machine of some insane proportion and intensity going on in my head all the time. So, yeah. So it's taken me out of things, and it's meant to. And I just wanted to say at least that much about it. I know other people have backed away from the different things in the movement for a variety of reasons, but I think one of them generally is just like the stress that you onboard after a number of these events. Also, another weird idea that's been put out there is that going out there and protesting in front of a $1 billion funded child trafficking org isn't, very serious. Or I think that the phrase that was used isn't just deadly serious. Now, in my experience protesting this cult, that is completely incorrect. From day one, we were faced with armed guards who were unhinged, who were ignoring the law, with private investigators who were like assaulted Danny, right? With private security guards that assaulted a 70-year-old autistic man and beat up and grabbed at disabled kids at the University of Columbia. Day one. And I've seen much more. I've been assaulted multiple times in multiple places by members of Scientology. I had a knife pulled on me by a crazy man who could have gutted me in one swipe. No. Sometimes it is. I mean, you like to make it approachable, and you want to make it safe enough so that people feel that they can do this. But at the same time, doing some of these activities and being swatted, being in front of the police, having the fire department called on you multiple times over and over again, to regard that activity as not serious or potentially deadly is to not have eyes or a brain, in my opinion. So those stresses, I think, for the people that have engaged in certain activities, which, in my opinion, are the most effective on the street. I mean, I don't know who else but the people that showed their presence in front of the org here in Austin drove their numbers to nothing. It was the people willing to do this in this state where, I don't know, there are a lot more guns and the laws are tipped against us so much more, and the culture and the judges. So,
and everybody except us calling in guns.
Yeah.
Swatting.
Yeah. Trying to have us blown off of the street.
The sum total of people that were protesters who called on us equal to zero.
Yeah.
The sum total of idiots who gave their names, if we know exactly who they are.
And phone numbers.
Phone numbers.
Come on.
Not protesters.
Nope.
Aww.
Aww. Aww. Yeah. So, yeah, it's serious. It can be very, very serious for you personally. And also the stakes for the people inside, for the kids that are being trafficked into it, is a life of misery and slavery and mental slavery and permanent psychological conditions that if they escape, they will only be able to work for the rest of their lives to mitigate. Won't be able to remove, will be able to hopefully with help deal with. But I mean, it's that serious. It's people's lives on the line, and they're putting our lives on the line. So, I mean, a part of my freedom and a fair amount of my ability to do a whole lot of things is on the line in this case. And so from my perspective, the talk of this not being serious or just let's make it a happy-go-lucky romper room sounds like noise to me. Yeah, it makes me angry. I guess I got kind of angry right there. So, and sad, because it didn't feel like this before. It didn't feel like you were completely alone in these fights. And there was a more unified front. And if any of us were going down, even if we had differences, there was solidarity for the sake of all of this. So, yeah, that's also been difficult because it's been going through a season of kind of deep division. And many people that I thought I could trust have demonstrated to me that I cannot, which is also unfortunate.
I'm pretty sus.
Yeah. I needed that palate cleanser for sure. Thank you so much. So yeah, the last time that I was out in front of the org, The police were there under 30 minutes, and they told me that it was a weapons call, and that they had been called there because they had been told by somebody that there was a crazy person with a shotgun raving and ranting outside of the org. And just the other day, I came into possession of the CAD notes and the 911 call from that incident. And like I suspected, this individual was trying to have me killed. Absolutely. Now, I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and the person said first that I had a shotgun, but they couldn't see it on me now, and they suspected that I handed it off to another individual. And they described some other individual. I was there by myself, protesting on the street by myself. And they said that they asked, "Oh, but is the person still armed?" Even though I was supposed to have handed it off. They said I had a pistol at my waist. I've not owned a firearm for one single solitary second of my life. And I would never go in front of the org with so much as a pocket knife. I'm not that stupid. I go there with like gaffer tape and signs and chalk and vitamin water and a granola bar and some streaming gear. And that's definitely what I had on my person then. And so, yeah, so I was meant to then have a pistol. And this person then described my behavior being so erratic that I'd opened the door and I'd thrown eggs into the door inside of the org, and that I had lit newspaper in some other time within the 20 minutes that I was there, and opened the door and tossed that inside of the org. Now, I have never touched that door. I've never stepped onto their property. I wouldn't do it, right? I didn't do it. They gave me a trespass warning, which I don't think is really, they didn't file it right. But anyway, I honored it because I don't care to touch their property.
They said that they kicked you out first.
Yeah, that's right.
They kick you out first.
That's right.
Not just that you touched the door to open it to throw in eggs, which BT dubs. Has anyone seen the price of eggs? Who's just throwing eggs at cults?
Not this person.
Please, let's be so real. Also, if we were going to throw anything, it would obviously be hot dog water, which we also didn't do.
No, we wouldn't do.
Just saying.
Yeah, if in jokey joke bizarro world. So, basically, this person was describing somebody that was a clear and present danger to the 40 plus employees that were within this church as they were describing it. Police responded, lights and sirens, rushing to the call. Right? But luckily enough for me, they figured out, oh, this is where we're going. And by the time they got out of their car, the first words off of these officers, because the body cam also came through, are, geez, this is where we are. Okay, it's another one of these. So, and I've said this for a while. I said this after like a couple of DOA's swattings, which, I mean, I can only imagine that many and the severity of them, what that would do. Having incurred only so much and feel that I'm somewhat scarred from that. But I was saying back then, I mean, it seems to me that these cases should be prosecuted on the level of and in the nature of attempted homicide. And especially if you can prove state of mind, if you can prove that the person, in fact, really desired to do you any harm, had real malicious intent, was provable, say in the written documents, statements, something else that can prove mens rea, other witnesses, something else, right? So each and every one of these, to me, that serious, is an attempted homicide. And so again, to say this isn't serious, to say it isn't deadly serious, my ass, my aching ass, you know. So, all right, I have not been looking at the chat. I've been ranting. All right.
I mean, not to mention that you don't own a gun.
Nope. Never
you do
have.
Not own one.
Never have.
You do not have one registered to you.
Nope. Wouldn't do it.
So
not my thing.
Also flunk.
Yeah.
But everything that they've done is so dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
You like when I say that they sent video evidence against me in 2 disturbing the peace cases.
It's about
for a noise violation.
It's about
with
noise.
No audio.
How do you prove your case?
Be so for real.
How do you prove your case?
Be so for real.
Even if
you didn't have audio that you don't know that I didn't even use the siren function that day? Because it was just me using dumbass Aaron's shit on the takedown of all of the like Austin hillbilly BS family shit show.
I mean,
which he was right about.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's what I was playing.
It was good.
Oh, the siren? No. But you know who was playing music? Corbin.
Yeah.
That's when he was opening. Remember when he pulled up the car?
Yeah.
It was like playing out of the car.
Well, 3 different sources.
I
was watching.
Who had the noise violation?
I was a fan that day.
I was like, y'all are doing it wrong. And then the other day involves Beer Queen. So please, for the love of God, let me have to enter Beer Queen into evidence.
Yeah.
Because, like, God bless Beer Queen.
As a witness?
Well, just the video.
Yeah, exactly.
Of her just, like, with her Beer Queen necklace just being like, these people are a cult! And you're just like, wow, this lady knows her stuff, but also Beer Queen. A million out of 10.
Exactly. Well, it takes, having your finger on the pulse of the ground level, I think. Scientology is pretty good at very many arm's length as seeming like maybe a time waste or a money pit, but not all of this other stuff like a fascistic like universally abusive child trafficking cult, which is kind of more what they actually are. Yeah, Beer Queen was epic. Nash. Let's see. Didn't they put out a speaker? Good one, Holly Lewis. Yeah, that was one of the sources.
Yes.
You got that right.
And then they were playing it out of their installed speakers.
Yeah.
After Corbin was playing it out of his dorky car. Like a dork. Him and his dorky wife. Idiots.
Man.
Get in your cult!
And, yeah, they have. So...
Boombox Zach, that's right.
Yeah.
No, he did not have 210s. He had factory install.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
he had factory
for
install.
For sure. So,
and he was playing the F. Scientology music.
Totally. So after all of that on the call, after they said, as multiply armed and eggs and burning papers and being a total madman, none of which had happened, and I have it on video, unedited, live, as I walk up and throughout the entire thing, I look like I'm chalking up in front of the door, Scientology is a child trafficking cult, because they are. And so after all of that, he describes me in all of those ways, this person, and then tries to engage this dispatcher with, and now he's writing child trafficking cult in front of the door. Like, it's not fitting with the escalatory pattern of your rhetoric, I think. I mean, to start with the chalk, perhaps, and then he's doing, and then this. It's worse and worse, but because that's usually what they do. Uh, like the other 911 calls that we've gotten have been kind of more in an escalatory pattern where the first one doesn't work, and then so we'll raise it up to this, and we'll raise it up to this. So from like a noise complaint to like a possible something worse to, I mean, saying that one of us is armed is generally what it is. This person went right for death by police officer immediately for it. And that one spooked me. That one really spooked me. And then after like a few days after that, we're doing our huge sojourn to Massachusetts and back with all my stuff, and land to having this case be thrown at my feet right before I go to Los Angeles. So, I'm thinking as soon as they figured out I was coming here permanently, they made sure my effectiveness here would be as minimized as possible. And so I'm going to try to make that not be so as much as I can. And yeah, playing the shows was fun. At least there were those releases. There were creative releases. Got to do a bunch of work with Laura and Serge, recording a bunch of stuff that's going to be used for future protests. Their protests that they're designing, these child bride protests. Brilliant ideas, and there are more to come on that. I'm sure they'll let you know. Yeah, there should be some more drumming stuff coming up. So we've had a neighbor complaint. We've had a neighbor being weird, and that's going to basically be disregarded from this point going forward. I'm going to continue to try to do some sound deadening mitigation stuff for the sake of all the other neighbors, although we have surveyed some of them, and the ones closest to us they say they don't hear it at all.
When I tell you,
keep on getting that wrong.
When I tell you, because you gotta
I'm gonna reverse it. Let me search it.
I wish I would have let her, just try to tap on the window to where the studio is, with her sad little busted twig that he would not have heard with the in-ear monitors and the drumming.
Yeah. And the soundproofing.
I wish that I would have let her. But it was so satisfying to watch her just try to come up with more and more things that were wrong, but also not against the law. And then when I brought up the law, she was just like, oh, so now you're going to bring up the law? It's like, I brought up the law, and then you were like, well, you know how this is going to end. Small claims court. Girl, blood from a stone. Blood from a stone.
Yeah.
Best of luck. Also, when we asked our attorney, because of my case, it's not like he's unfamiliar with the noise ordinances in the city, but also I can also read, so that's fun for everyone. There's nothing she could do about it. And so when we asked our attorney, when he was done laughing, he was just like, just play your drums, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just go ahead and do it. This person obviously doesn't have anything. The noise ordinance here in Austin is exceedingly generous for musicians. It's the most generous thing that I've ever seen in any major city at all. They're like, look, from, what is it? It's like 8 a.m.
7 a.m. to 10:30, unless it's the weekends, and then it's 7 a.m. to midnight.
You can do whatever that's unamplified. And then once you're amplified, then they can do a decibel reading that has to be police officer calibrated, and they do the reading at the doorstep of the person who's making the complaint, right?
Exactly. So, Austin, live music, capital of the world. Do you think that they made the noise ordinances to, I don't know, support musicians? Oh, because they did. Also, we don't have an HOA.
Yeah.
Also, there's like a highway 3 blocks that way.
Yep.
And then a train 2 blocks that way.
Yep.
And then repairing the water mains.
Yeah.
And everyone is gentrifying the F out of this place. So it's like nonstop roofs and like quick construction. You know what that means? Nail guns all day.
Yeah.
For days.
Clackety, clack, clack, clack.
But you know what? It's the drums. And then I see...
It's a fixation.
It's like, look, did you... Well, she lost her mind when I asked if she had bothered putting up soundproofing. And it was her response to that. Are you serious? And I was like, please contact our attorney.
Yeah.
This information I failed to provide
Yeah.
on purpose, maybe. And then I blinkety blocked her because let her step over here again. You think I didn't learn from the F Scientos? We will have her trespass. You think that you're going to fucking bother us? Lady.
Yeah.
Lady.
Yeah.
Are you an F Sciento? Then I'm not afraid.
So we seem to have competing professional interests. And what the problem is in cases like this is what I find is that if you're a working musician and you're doing something like this and it's maybe disturbing somebody during regular working hours, they place the value of what it is that you're doing at 0. That you're not professional. What you're doing is noise. It's extraneous. It's out of context. It doesn't belong here. We're not accepting it. Get the hell out of here. That's generally, when I get a NIMBY person like this who's this way fixated, it's generally the attitude that they take. And I've had this problem for very many places that I've ever lived, being a drummer since I was 11 years old.
But I didn't, so I tried to be nice. I bought her cookies.
No.
I had warm cookies.
It was the right thing to do,
I had
though.
warm cookies sent to her to be like, I'm so sorry. We are working on putting up the soundproofing. Thank you for your patience. And she had the fucking audacity to come over here when she was bitching the second time to be like, the cookies were nice, but they're just not going to do it. Bitch, I hope they gave you diarrhea. She's done. She's dead to me. But when it is time for us to relocate to wherever we're going to go, which we're not telling y'all now, it will be my mission. I will have so much machinery. I will buy machinery to just run in the front yard.
Well, yeah, I thought, let's get like a thickness planer, right? And we'll just get some hardwood out there and we'll take like we'll take a 1/16 of an inch off of it like every time and just shave it down to a piece of paper.
I mean, I don't think she liked when I was out there for like an hour and a half with the leaf blower.
No.
Not one leaf was left anywhere around my property.
Yeah. So.
Oh, is that bothering you? Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be back at that, and with the excellent help of Doctor Who Heather, as always. I think I uploaded emojis. Are they working? Are there special emojis? Yeah. Are they working? Well, thank you so much, Doctor Who Heather. Those were amazing. So
here, look, I just put them all in there.
Oh, nice. So nice. As soon as I conceded to the idea of having memberships, Doctor Who Heather magically made these emojis appear. Like we were having a conversation, and then 10 minutes later, there they were. This person is magic, abso-freaking-lutely, and a wonderful friend. Speaking of which.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, this wonderful person is not only intelligent, talented.
They're in the little black case thing.
Yeah, but where did I put the little black case thing? Oh no! I thought I had prepared. I've hidden them from myself. Stand by, y'all.
I may have done it though, getting the mix master out, but I don't think so.
No, I don't. I doubt you did. I usually put things in incredibly dumb
Not
places.
me finding the nunchucks though.
Oh yeah. They're safety chucks. There's nothing to write home about. Stand by. This just got silly. Yeah. Well, here's the box. Well, one problem is that this velvet bag is very dark. It's very dark. I was trying to make room somehow and hid them from myself. Did I put them in here? Oh, Doctor Who Heather, I don't want to do you a disservice here. I've built it up.
Well, no, we're gonna find them now.
Yeah. Now we're on it.
You host. I'll find them.
Okay, jeez. But the other thing is that since I probably misplaced them, I might. Hey Ziggy, are you lying on them?
Well, I found this.
Yeah, that's handy.
There's something else under the couch. I don't know what that is.
It's literally handy. That's probably a sock.
Yep, this is happening on live.
Yeah, it sure is.
You're supposed to be hosting.
Yeah, I am supposed to be hosting. This is what happens with impromptu lives. I came back with a hat and everything. Yeah, but I found my guitar exerciser. Oh man, this is just really cool. And I was just rocking out with them just before this live. Yeah, right here and everything. Y'all, it's the coolest shiznit Evners. Ziggy, are you hiding them? See, this guy's been warming the seat the whole time.
Oh, you don't have to move. I'm not sitting there. It's not time for TV yet.
He's so nice. It's been kind of cold here, so they've been looking for warmer spots all over the house. They're used to Texas. Yeah, they have just plain old disappeared. So, yeah. Isn't it weird? What have I done?
They're not in between the cushions that they're sitting on?
They may be. I mean, I'm willing to entertain anything now. Because I feel like I've lost these things.
Look what you did, Heather.
Yeah, that's right.
Look what you made us do.
You see? This live? You made us torpedo this live. By looking
They were literally just on top of a thing.
I know. It was a thing.
Ooh, but now that this is open, I'm going to get some stuff out of here that I've been looking for.
Well, all right. So today we've been, watching football and baking.
Yep.
Pretty great. Well, she's been baking. I've been hanging out.
And testing the dough.
And, well, yeah, I guess that is valuable. That is somewhat valuable.
How did you lose these?
Because I'm extremely...
This is so special. This behavior
talented.
is so special.
I know it is.
Yeah, I can't believe the people are like sitting here waiting.
They should.
You should.
They should revolt.
Youth in revolt?
This is not fair. This will not stand.
I just really, for real, don't get it.
Yeah, but it's like they're the coolest gifts. I'm really touched and everything. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna.
How about them lions?
Yeah, how about them lions?
No money. Of course not. If anything, it'd be like a penny.
All right, y'all. I'm giving up on that project. So, sorry it came to like that kind of a weird, truncated end.
You'll have to see them in use.
Yeah, you'll have to. They've been hidden somewhere. Maybe the dogs hid my homework. I don't know. Did you eat them, Ziggy? Did you eat them? Did you eat them?
You didn't. No, you didn't.
These guys, having these two dogs around has been really healing. Pearl raised two awesome, very well-mannered, and super sweet puppies over here that have made my life so much better, beyond her just making it better in a million ways and shepherding me through all of this. And so, thank you so much.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, I don't know in what shape I would be now getting buffeted by all of this stuff without this kind of assistance and these guys. And thanks to all of you. Everybody that's reached out. Let's see. Everybody that's that's left a kind message, a kind word, thank you very much. Hopefully, seeing y'all more, being out there, doing more stuff, trying to get back on pace, as I feel I was kind of knocked off the block.
Best $4.99 I ever spent.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would go to council meetings, absolutely. Certainly, that's another method of engagement. I'm used to that. I used to run sound for Boston City Council meetings. I'm very much used to that environment, those personalities, and the conversations that happen behind the scenes. Also been privy to that. That's how, where I met Ayanna Pressley the first time, one of the U.S. Congress members in what's known as the Squad. Rashida Tlaib, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Ilhan Omar being the others. Didn't Rashida get defeated though?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, which is terrible. But no, I'd be very much willing to do that. Honestly, yeah, I've been frozen in place for a little bit, and trying to find a way out, just overwhelmed, and not seeing the environment as like safe, and in some ways in inviting, or knowing like what the lay of the land is as everything has been shifting. But basically, then and now, I probably should have and should now get out of my head a little bit more so that I can act positively a little bit more. And first part of that is getting back to the drumming, because that's my source of a lot of physical and mental health, feeling engaged, feeling that I'm sharpening that knife, so that I'm on the cutting edge of whatever it is that I am capable of doing. Okay, so Danny just got punched by a security guard at Winter Wonderland. Jesus Christ. Punched by a security guard? Is he okay? Like, was he bloodied about the face? Because that's a real bad move by Scientology security. Drew blood? Bad move. If Danny didn't lay a hand on him before, and this person just reeled back and struck him, now, there are certain things the security guard can do, and certain things they can't do, like when removing you from the premises of, say, like a bouncer at a club. Bouncer at a club is not just within their rights to smack you, right? They're not. There are rules. And for security guards, and I'm not sure if the ones that are guarding Winter Wonderland, there's some amount of licensure. So that's at risk. His freedom's at risk. A bunch of things are at risk. That's a dumb move. So hopefully Danny's okay. He should get checked out. If you get hit in the face, you get hit in the head, you whip your head back fast enough, you make sure you don't have a concussion. Police report for the assault? Absolutely. And the thing is, with video evidence on your face, and you're filing charges, that guy should go away tonight and process him. That should happen immediately. So, I mean, this is what they do, and I don't know what it is. Danny's like the nicest one. Like, how many times do they reach out for this kid?
I just like, and again, Texas is a whole hot mess for a lot of reasons, right? But like, the pictures of the grand opening here are like me, Danny, and the cops. Just like arms around one another.
Yeah.
But it's like anywhere he goes, they're like, let's go get him. And it's like.
Yeah.
And also, BT dubs, F Sciento, like, good try trying to, like, ruin my background check. Didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, which is, it's part of bringing these cases, right? So, stacks up enough, people are going to be like, well, this is going to affect my life too much, I'm out. The cost is too high, I'm out, whatever it is. And, it's going to work some amount of time. So I wish not to be one of the people that rolls. I don't think I'm gonna. So,
No, we're gonna go big or go home.
oh yeah, no, Matt, MD me, like, it's not ironic at all. Uh, I mean, if he was the only person there, and it's nobody's fault, obviously, but that's when they do this shit. That's when they go for the fences, when nobody can see, when there aren't other witnesses, and they pull all this shit where they'll. I mean, this person seemingly didn't didn't play by the rule book. Where Scientologists oftentimes, in my experience, some of the times that I've been assaulted by Scientologists, is they try to get close to you, and when you're streaming, and they'll try to do something under the frame of the camera, and so that it's not picked up. But every time, basically, in any protest, when, say, like, you have like a big day of protest, right, and big street presence, and the cops are out and everything like that, when the sun goes down and a bunch of the people from the suburbs and a lot of the kids go off the street, that's when it gets really dangerous. That's when there are less people to witness. That's when the cops get super violent. And they'll, like, drag people off of, like, a protest group into an alley and do them over. And you got to look out for that kind of stuff. So, like, to me, the most dangerous point is when when there's, like, a shift, and when there aren't eyes on. And especially somebody like Danny, I don't know what it is. Maybe they think, I don't know. They think they could take advantage of this person. I don't know what. But it just happens over and over again. But hopefully, he's able to bring a case against this person. He's able to get some amount of restitution from this person if, this person clearly assaulted Danny with no provocation. I'd go legally hammer and tongs on them.
Did you thank Martha for the gift she sent?
Oh my! I'm such an idiot. What was this? What? Oh, man, I'm the worst at this, y'all.
That's why I'm here.
Martha. Yeah, you're in our thoughts, and thank you so much. Yeah, definitely trying to be more positive. It doesn't help the other way. Thanks for the very helpful reminder to
right back at you.
To stay on that. Yeah, love you too.
Ass.
Yeah. Atomic elbow drop to round 4. So yeah, love you too. Thank you very much. Yeah, because yeah, I've been setting myself on fire with this a little bit, and I'm singed. I'm gonna scrape off that bit of the toast and see how this goes. Holy smokes, y'all! Yeah, let's see. Yeah, security guard started by shining a torch in Danny's face. Then he shoved the torch 8 inches his face. Danny told him not to touch him, but he ended up punching him, giving him a cut lip. Punched him in the mouth. Yep. It's pretty open and shut if that, I mean, look at the video, certainly, but from that description, that's unwarranted, unprovoked assault. That's not self-defense. You're not defending anything. You are antagonizing a citizen, and then you struck them. So, yeah. I mean, if he's there on his own, dude, Matt, you're gonna, like, dude, anybody with the stuff that they pull, it's is dicey being out there by yourself. There are things that you can do to protect yourself, certainly the streaming, but of course, we all know, I think, being out there on your own, head's got to be on a swivel. Because Scientologists will approach you from the back and get up close. They'll try to read whatever's on your phone. They'll try to intimidate you by that. They'll do the same thing with street toughs. They'll send them right up on you. I don't know how many times in freaking Austin did we have some crazy person who was set upon us. Same thing in Los Angeles. They were doing the same thing. So, of course, safety in numbers. But, having awareness, having street awareness is, if you're going out in front of these orgs, a second camera. So your streaming thing, a body camera, all the same things. Not that you don't know, Matt, you've got all these things and you had them before I did. But yeah, just for anybody. And no shame in being nervous. I am every time, and it's good if you allow that to keep you aware. Not so that it overcomes you, but so that you are aware of the situation that you are placed in, which is them throwing the cops at you, security guards, street toughs, whatever, themselves. Yeah, so a good body cam is handy if you don't have another witness, but but it's always handy to have another set of eyes. Let's see. They're supposed to send an ambulance along with police. Okay. Well, right. Check them out there on the scene and see. That's a good idea. So they'll do like a field concussion, like check the eyes, check his like basic cognition tests. Couldn't tell you if Danny was punched or hit with the flashlight. Oh man, it struck him. Okay, you strike somebody with a flashlight that's this long, like like a big mag light. That's aggravated assault. That's assault with a weapon where you could it's like hitting somebody with a club. So that would be serious indeed. Yeah. Oh, wow. What? At Pearl Snappy, seems like bike riders are always the underdogs.
Case.
Yeah, I hope that things work out. At the very least, that offender should have to do community service that includes PSAs after jail. Well,
so just to give a little bit of an update about what happened with KK's case. So they know she was 17, I think now 18.
Yeah.
The girl. She was distracted driving. It's unclear if she was under the influence because they failed against the law in California to obtain a toxicology report from her. She murdered KK. She maimed KK's best friend. She had to have her leg amputated. After the burn scars healed on her arm, they had to break her fucking arm and her hand to fix that.
Yep.
She was in the hospital for months. Her girlfriend, her bike was totaled. So now it's 3 different victims, 3 different insurances. In California, the state of California is trying to treat it as if it was her versus one vehicle, which that's not how it works.
Yeah, they're trying to lump all the cases together.
So they never did a toxicology. No one wants to touch it. It's pretty clear that this person has connections somewhere.
Yeah.
Her KK's son is young, just had a baby like months before KK was murdered by this person. So, and he just moved states. So like him and his girlfriend are trying to start a family in a new place. And her brother is just trying to figure out what to do. And it's really messed up. So, if anyone knows anyone in the San Diego area that takes on those types of cases, hit me up and I will pass that information on to her brother because
this is open and
it's
shut.
It's disgusting.
And it's a potential lawsuit against, the police, the city, anybody that failed to engage in the protocol of getting, I mean, for the severity of I mean, you killed somebody, major freaking injuries. You're not like, it's not regular toxicology. You're getting vials.
Her radio.
You're getting vials of blood.
KK's radio was ripped off of the bike. The front wheel was turned back in. Like, it was just
At speed.
absolutely insane because she passed and crossed back on a double yellow.
Yeah.
On her phone to text.
Trying to pass
at a bare minimum.
Like cresting a hill.
Yeah, and like 10 motorcyclists. It's and so like her brother's just beside himself. So is her son, and like so is Sharice's family. Sharice is the woman who was maimed.
Yeah.
And that was like KK's like lifelong bestie. So, and that's also just FYI where Jenna Miscavige thinks that it's so hilarious to talk about how bad of a driver she is while she's driving and streaming. So just like, I'm gonna leave that there.
Yeah. It's not modeling good behavior at the very least. So, and especially when we've had a very good example of the dangers of that. And I think kind of every safety expert or anybody in the police understand. It's as deadly as being illegally drunk. I would say more so. But yeah. Yeah, Jody, you're absolutely. Criminally negligent homicide is very, very serious and should not be treated as a slap on the hand. And
there are some biker clubs that are involved in a follow-up to her question.
Yeah.
But we're limited because none of us are California residents.
Yeah. So yeah. That's terrible. Hopefully.
Same, Jody. All of them that do it. Every single one of them. Everyone. Yeah. I don't care if you're my friend or not. Stop streaming and driving. Cut it out. Stop it. I don't care if you're my friend or not. Cut it out. Stop it. My Google was like, ma'am, you are yelling too much in the background, and just shut down my whole stream.
What?
It's like, lady.
What? That's hilarious. Yeah, Purple Hearts. Absolutely. Yeah, and it was amazing in the moment, and another example of the goodness in this community and the generosity and the charity and the kindness and care that you have all in your hearts when we reached out to this community to raise money for their family after this horrible event. And the outpouring of generosity was still surprising, but it's also, we had seen it. And, there's a lot of talk of grift this and that, and everybody's jealous of everything for some reason, of this small ball stuff. But most of what I've seen, at least on this side of the fence, of this movement has been these kinds of efforts to help those that are having all sorts of different kinds of trouble, medical trouble, legal trouble, all this kind of thing. And when, any one of us are falling down terribly, there's some kind of an effort to lift people back up. And thank you to all of you who engage in that. It's absolutely reaffirming in any kind of confidence in our species, especially after this country's last little political announcement to become, in an unmasked way, a hybrid state, at the very least, starting next year. And if you, in political science, if you don't know what that is, look it up.
I did not see the two dogs. I'm sorry.
What two dogs?
Look at our dogs, please, on the chair.
Oh my. Can I get it? Can I don't know if it will articulate that way. I'm going to try. Huh. They're on this chair so snuggled. It's so cute. I wish the light was better. But these brothers are so freaking adorable.
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's a little more light on their coats.
They're all snuggled.
Yeah. They're not little either. They're poured over this thing. They're right on top of each other. So yeah, it's a little bit colder in the house. The weather's changing, and they've been looking for a lot more closeness around here. And that's one of the ways they've been doing it. They're unbelievably adorable. Yeah. Glad to see more effective protest out there. LA crew really turning it back on, engaging in Winter Wonderland. Really sorry for Danny taking it literally on the chin tonight. And that any of us have to have that as a possibility doing this kind of work sucks, but it is what it is. And if they're all meant to be intimidation tactics to make it too expensive for anybody to show up, it's what it is. And they're acting like bullies, but they're also showing themselves to be great fools. And I hope that security guard legally burns for that, gets a huge slap around from the city of Los Angeles and the state of California, and perhaps is unable to do the job of securing anything going forward, is what I hope. But yeah, seeing the whole crew out there engaging with Winter Wonderland, Dan Walks going first and being backed up by streets, and the whole crew then being out there, and it was really great. Laura getting into that fracas with security, and then was it Ashley taking the phone and running the show for a bit. That was really fun. And I thought the presence there was really effective. It's one of the more disgusting things that you see Scientology do is these events where they're absolutely targeting young families and children. Turns my stomach, and the engagement there is so very important. It's great to see. You got anything else, Pearl?
No, just love and miss all your faces.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Yeah. This was nervy even getting on here. I was all nervous. I don't know if I put out more confidence than I actually have, but I'm a nervous person. So this is good to kind of break out of the shell, get back out here, talk to y'all. Thank you so much for being so inviting and engaged and generous and wonderful as you always are. Look forward to next times and better times very soon. Drumming very, very soon. We'll have some fun, and we'll get out there. We'll sticker up the place, and hopefully by the end of January, Pearl and I's cases will be decided, unless they kick my can down the road another time, by improperly filing or. But yeah. Seemingly, this is the way this goes. This happened to some degree in Danny and DOA's cases as well. It's following a very familiar pattern.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Danny needs to keep his mouth shut. He's telling the chat that he pushed the guard first. Now Danny is fearing getting arrested. That his wife. Okay, I'm not going to say anything more about that. Yeah, it's not a good idea. So. Not a good, what I say out there. And because they are trying to provoke any kind of action to be characterized in any way. And the way I try to center myself in this is say, and I've said this to the police when they've asked about any kind of physical interaction, is that I'm willing to have them knock my teeth out, hitting me in the face, and I will not hit them back. I will take that, and then I'll take that to the police and the courts. So, you want to be very careful reaching out for any reason when you're doing this work, unless you absolutely have to, unless you absolutely need to protect your person. If it's a matter of self-defense, I've absolutely no problem. If you're defending yourself, you're defending yourself. If you can, absolutely, if you can, especially if you can represent it clearly, legally, as self-defense. But reaching out otherwise, that's exactly what they want. I'm not saying Danny did that or didn't. I agree. You shouldn't have said anything about anything until that was all straight. So, but it's hard to know what to do in the moment, you know, especially when somebody's hit you in the face. It's meant to be disorienting. You have all of the freaking fight or flight chemicals in a massive cascade. And so, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. The whole thing's unfortunate. I hope he's okay. I hope he's safe, and I hope he gets the justice that he very much deserves. So, you know, it's like you let him make the move to the point where it's justifiable self-defense, and then if you're still being, assaulted, yeah, absolutely. Like that night, Streets took that guy to the ground. I believe he struck him. So, yeah, if it's like that, but, like if the guy that assaulted me in front of the org, who were calling 3 packs a day, Ron Weasley, if that guy, if he had swung for me, I would let it stand. I would still, do all the shit talking that you would do on the street. But since I do look like this as well, since I am 6'2" and well over 200 pounds, I need to keep that in mind, because anybody can represent my actions as threatening, because just my physical presence can be represented as threatening.
Say thank you to Hoosier Beth.
You're the best. Oh my, Hoosier Beth. I miss hearing from you guys. Saying hello from snowy Michiana. Michiana?
Yeah, it's on the border of Michigan and Indiana. Mind your business.
That's awesome. So like Mexicali, Calexico?
Kind of.
All right.
But colder.
Yeah. Hoosier Beth, thank you very much.
Less seasoning.
That's very kind. So yeah, I mean, absolutely no criticism towards Danny. Just trying to be informative.
Don't
about...
mind me having an OT 420 in the background. Y'all mind your business.
Absolutely. No criticism towards him at all. Just trying to be informative to anybody who might be thinking about doing this kind of work and mindset. And this is my 2 cents about how to keep your nose clean about this. I've definitely made mistakes, and made mistakes that, I've tried to alter my protest, and I think I, continue to do that. Will continue to do that, because it's not perfect, nor is it going to be. And for me, the best way that I was able to keep myself honest that way is to keep an open mind, and to accept criticism, and to actually invite criticism, to invite people to say what they think could be improved, where I think I might be off the track. And especially from survivors and insiders in Scientology, about what they might think is most effective. Now, I have differences of opinion with different survivors or people, escapees of Scientology for sure, because that is also not a uniform. It's not a monolith. Not everybody from that community believes the same thing, or the same things are effective. So, but definitely listening and trying to have an open dialogue with as many people as possible on that, which I think for the past few months I've been failing at. I was doing better and more protest when I was kind of engaged more on that level and trying to generate better modes, which was my original intent as a traveling protester, which was to go about the place and try to see from all of the places what on the street was more effective in these different scenarios. And I think I did some of that, but as I said before, got full of stressful messages that I'm trying to unburden myself from. This court case didn't really help all that much. So y'all rock.
Why are you eating pecans?
Keep being amazing. We'll see you very soon for some drumming and hopefully some discussions about ridiculous information. I don't know. I might, since there isn't any kind of legal proceeding right now, or maybe there will be in the future. I was thinking about doing another video where I might play you the 911 call.
Get up there. The people want to see you. Get up here. The people want to see you.
They think they're going outside.
Here. Get up here. The people want to see you. Go on. There's one of them.
Yeah, there's one of them. Hey, Zigga.
That's Ziggy Pawdust.
So good.
Can you get up there?
Come on, Kenneth.
Don't worry, Ziggy will get up there too.
Okay. Yeah, he almost made it. He's a little more deferent to the faster one, but yeah, he's the wise one of the tribe here. Shows you how to be a dog in a bunch of different doggo ways. Come on, you can do it, Kenneth. You can do it. Come on, man. Yeah. Yeah, he freaking did it. There's his butt.
You're on like a 5-minute countdown.
Yeah, totally. So there's Kenny.
There's my Kenny
He's a
dog.
Lickmeister. Yeah. He comforts himself and all of us with all of that. All right, y'all. It's been real. It's been healing for me. Thank y'all for being here. Looking forward to next time.
Miss y'all.
Miss you all. Thank you very much, Heather, for putting out the emojis. I'm glad they got used. You're freaking amazing. I'll find those sticks. Oh, I didn't say what they were. And be good to yourselves. Be good to everybody else out there. Don't take any wooden nickels. Right? Any pearls of wisdom?
Get back in your cult.
That's right. Get back in your cult, culties. Yeah.
Just kidding. Love y'all.
Love to all of you.
Happy 420.
Bye now. Bye.